Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the new Let's Plays series. I want to start off today by just talking a little bit about the history of my channel, the plans for this series, and what it's going to look like. So if you're not interested in all that, I'll leave a timestamp so you can just skip ahead to the beginning of the Let's Play. But if you're curious, why are we doing this? So I started this channel and my first Let's Play series about 4 years ago. It was COVID times, it was lockdown, I was stuck at home, and I decided I wanted to try something new. I like to do a lot of different creative things. I like to play Minecraft, I like to edit video, I like to make music, I like to tell stories, and this was a really great outlet for all of those different creative things that I like to do. My first Let's Play series was super fun. Got tons done, built so much input from my community and the viewers, and it's a really great series. But a lot has changed with the game. Terrain generation is completely different. There's all new mobs, there's all new blocks, and so I'd really like to kind of start fresh with a fresh perspective and see what happens this time. Now, all that to say, I don't want to just do another Let's Play world exactly like the Let's Play world that we just did. I'd like to do something different. So we're going to set some rules. So the first rule, and the most important, is we are going to spend our time in villages. Each village will kind of be a mini base, and I want to spend time improving each village and protecting each village, and then once we get a couple of really nicely redesigned and built up villages, we can connect them. So I want to create a little kingdom where we have a network of roads between these nice villages, and I think that would be a really cool experiment. So the second rule is I do want to rely on villagers for a lot of trading and that sort of thing. And so we are going to turn on the Trade Rebalance Experiment tab. What that means is that the trades that different villages offer will be fixed. So we will know that certain books are always available in certain types of villages. Now, there are some villages, for example, jungle villages or swamp villages, that don't generate naturally in the game. So we're going to have to build those in order to get the books that those villagers trade. So I've selected a seed that has a lot of different biomes very close together, and I think this will give us the best chance of finding different types of villages so we can trade with the different villagers. I'm going to put a picture up on the screen so you can kind of see what the world's going to look like. So you can see right in the middle is where we will spawn in a jungle, and then off to the right we get into some wide open plains, there's some mountains, there's some cold biomes, and then if we go off to the left there's some of the warmer biomes. Down south there's some swamps. So I think it's going to give us a lot of different things to explore, and I think it's going to be a really cool world to build in and improve. And lastly, I want to approach this very slowly. I don't want to race to the end. I don't want to race to the dragon fight. I don't even really want to go to the Nether very quickly. I think it would be nice to kind of spend some time in the early game. And then as we uncover more materials and things like that, we can go back and improve builds that we've already done. I think it'll just be a more interesting and potentially a more enjoyable experience if we slow down, take our time with it, and be really deliberate. I do also have some pretty interesting plans for once we do get to the Nether, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So, without further ado, we're going to generate a new world, and we're going to get started. Okay, here we are in 1.21 with our brand new splash screen. I'm going to go single player. We're going to do create a new world, and we're going to call this world Empire, because we're going to build a little empire. Survival mode, I'm going to go difficulty normal. World, we are going to use a seed, and I will leave this seed in the description if you want to check it out or play along. And then over here on more experiments, we're going to turn on the Villager Trade Rebalance. This is going to make our villages a little bit more interesting and unique. And so I'm pretty excited to play with this. Say done. And then we create a new world, and away we go. Okay, and we're in a jungle. I feel like we've been spending so much time in jungles. The world slowly renders in. Okay, where's the sun? There it is. Sun is rising in the east, set in the west. So that's north. And I think we want to head east because I believe over here there's going to be some big old plains, and that's kind of where I want to start off. Let's just jump down here in the water. And hopefully in those plains we'll run into some villages. There's a couple things I'm pretty nervous about. One is jumping off of something. I'm so used to having an elytra, and I'm sure at some point I'm just going to jump off of a cliff and splat myself. Other thing I'm nervous about is drowning. I'm so used to being able to spend so much time underwater, and now that we don't have aqua affinity or a turtle helmet or like anything, that's not the case anymore. Yikes. So hopefully before sundown we can find a village, and that way we can just borrow a bed, and then we'll make a plan and figure out what we're going to do next. Bees, that's promising. I like that. So far we've seen some birch trees, we've seen jungle, we've seen oak trees, so that's promising also. You know, I'm wondering, because typically I build an iron farm right out of the gate, just so I can get that going. But they have, you know, changed how ore is distributed over the years, and I wonder now if we could just maybe mine, you know, all of our iron that we need. We'll find out. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, cannot stay underwater very long at all. Okay, let's see what's going on here. See some horses. See some savannas. So with the Villager Trade Rebalance, what that means is that in each village, the librarians will trade specific books. So for example, the Plains villages will have a certain type of book, and the swamp villages will have a different type of book, and the savanna villages will have a different type of book. So we'll need to find the different villagers so that we can trade with them, and I think that'll be really cool. Now, one thing I know is that swamp villages and jungle villages don't generate naturally, so we're going to have to actually build those. And another thing I think is, unless there's a village right here, and there's not, I'm not sure if there's going to be a savanna village either, so we might end up needing to build a savanna village. But we'll see how it goes. We might luck out here. Nope, I see an armadillo. I see some sheep. That is promising. Hello. Hello, armadillos. Armadillo. Okay, so I don't see a savanna village, which is not the end of the world. It just means we might have to build one, because now we're getting into the plains here. Yikes. I'll probably take damage on that fall, won't I? Oof, yes. I'm such a wimp. Okay, so we've got a snow-capped peak here, a little snow-capped peak here. And then we get into, looks like plains or a meadow. Little pigs, cows, that's great. Okay, and then we've got a big old mountain. Oh, and I see some wood. I see a lot of wood. Awesome. Okay. Well, this is where it starts. So we've got this village here. And then we've got a little snow-capped peak there, little snow-capped peak here. And that leads over to the savanna, and then the jungles beyond that. And if I remember when I looked at the seed, this is a giant plains biome, so there may be some more villages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to investigate, see what do we got here as far as resources, kind of start to collect things, make sure we got food growing and all of that, kind of set up a little bit of a personal home base. And then we'll use this as kind of our base of operation. We'll probably set up a mine here so that we can start collecting resources. And yeah, this is going to be home for the foreseeable future. One thing that's super handy to know, especially early game, these stacks of hay, you can bust them back down into wheat and then turn the wheat into bread. So these are a great early game food source. And sun's going down. We're gonna sleep our first night away. That gave us a stack and a half of wheat, and I don't have a crafting table. Haha. Well, let's punch a tree, I guess. There it is. Cool. So now we got a bunch of bread. Brewing stand. Bed. Cartography table. Maps. We might have to start mapping some things early. And there we are. Bed. 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 Ooh, emeralds. Got some more hay in case we need it. Hey, what is this? We've got a couple of looms. Interesting. Sheep. Great. We'll leave them there. Bed. Okay, so not a ton of resources, but enough that we won't starve to death, and we got some materials to kind of get us started. So I think the first thing I want to do, now that we've kind of surveyed the area, is figure out where we're going to dig a mine, and then maybe do a little bit of exploration of the area around us. And you know, this little indent here, this alcove, that's kind of a cool feature. If we kind of started digging into the side here, we could eventually build something here to make it look a little more official. So I think this is going to be our mine right here. I'm going to steal a bed and a chest. Finish punching this tree here so we can get some more trees growing. Okay, I've got some saplings planted so we can grow some more trees. Let's see, I should probably make pick and then see if we can find some iron or find some coal. Let's pop this down here. Well, there it is. Pickaxe number 1. Okay, here's my problem with the early game. So I used my pick. I've put 5 wear, of durability on it. And now I've got cobblestone. So I'm never going to use that pick again. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it should take longer to move from one area of the game to the next. But that's the way it goes. I did find some coal. That's promising. Nice big vein here. So that'll give us some torches. think to start out, I'm just going to kind of dig straight down and put a ladder down so that we can get some depth. And probably go down just a little bit, not all the way down to deep slate, because mostly what I want is to find some iron. All right, I should probably make some more tools. So let's make us an axe, and let's make a sword. That's not great. See if we can get an achievement. Nice. Okay. There's lots of this going on around here. We need to either light it up or seal it up. Okay, so right here in the side of the hill, just a little door, and inside I've got a little cubby here with a torch and a bed, and right here I'm just going to start digging down and try and get down to like an iron copper kind of level so that we can start mining and getting lots of stone and see what other materials we can dig up. Those aren't great sounds to hear. I don't have any armor or anything yet. Oh, good. Yeah, I feel like it would just be foolish of me to jump down here. I will most certainly die, either by a creeper or zombie or getting shot by a skeleton. I don't have any armor or anything yet. Okay, what if I do this? Am I gonna get shot? Nope. Okay. I do this. Oh boy. Well, there's some iron. It's a pretty big looking cave. Well, I guess maybe this is where we start our mine. Okay, so we're all the way down here at Y20. And I think iron is supposed to be pretty common down, at this level. So I think this is where we're gonna start mining. And hopefully just end up with a lot of materials, a lot of cobble, a lot of granite, a lot of andesite, potentially some copper, and hopefully a lot of coal and a lot of iron. Nice. Okay, I have mined down 100 blocks. So from where we started, there's a torch every 20 blocks. So a total of 100. And now what I'm gonna do is start branch mining off of this. So I've gone 100 blocks in this direction, and then I've started doing these little offshoots here, and I've been going down about 60 blocks. And on the left side, I started to run into some caves and some things like that. On the right side, we found very quickly an amethyst geode. And then we've got this cave that we're running into here, and there's some skeletons and things like that. And I don't think I'm going to be fighting any skeletons until I have some armor and probably a bow. But we have been finding iron, and I've been cooking that up. So we've got 22 ingots in here. I do have another 10 that I just cooked up. I've been going through picks pretty fast, but I've also been finding iron on pretty much every pass as well. Between episodes, I'm going to keep working on mining and gathering up materials, and next episode, we will work on doing some exploration of our surrounding areas and make a plan for what to do with the village. And that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. If you want to be like these folks and help support the channel, click the join button down below. It really helps me out. And thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.